Well, Scott, thank you again, sir, for coming on the program. Good talking to you.
Thanks for having me back, Cam.
You bet. And next Tuesday is Election Day in the state of New Jersey, right?
Big day in New Jersey, absolutely. One of the few off-year elections in the U.S.
So what, how many seats are we talking about? Is this the entire legislature that's up for grabs?
Yes, the stars are lining up, so the entire state legislature, both houses, Senate and Assembly, are all up for grabs. And it's an off-year election, which means turnout's going to be low, which means the votes and voice of gun owners will be amplified. So it actually presents a huge opportunity for us.
I mean, what are we talking about here in terms of what this could mean if gun owners have a good day next Tuesday, if they actually get out and vote and they drag their family to the poll if they have to vote as well?
Well, if that were to happen, what it would mean for us is essentially we could be in a position to start passing proactively good gun rights legislation. You know, the posture we're in right now is better than it was under Governor Corzine. Under Corzine, we were attacked daily. We were just on defense. Okay, we're not on defense anymore under the new administration, but we're not on offense either because both houses of the legislature are still controlled by a majority of anti-gunners. So a huge win on Tuesday would put us in a position where we could actually start to make positive inroads through the legislature instead of having to resort only to the courts. However, you know, the reality of the situation is, you know, we had a huge opportunity this year, and honestly, the Republicans largely blew it in redistricting. Okay, it's once in a decade is redistricting in New Jersey after the census, and had Republicans played their hand a little better, we actually might be in a position where we had stronger districts. Instead, anti-gun liberals prevailed, and they've actually tried to strengthen their districts, especially where they know we're targeting. So it's going to be quite the battleground on Tuesday, Cam.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I mean, I know down here in Virginia there's talk that Republicans could take over the Senate, and that would be big for gun owners because we've had a couple of anti-gun Democratic senators who've been heading up some important committees. What does the conventional wisdom look like for Election Day next Tuesday?
Well, we think that we're gonna pick up a few seats. Whether we're actually going to tip the balance in one of the houses of the legislature remains to be seen. There are some naysayers out there who say, no, it's impossible with redistricting. I'm not sure I'm in that camp, Cam, because, you know, there's a couple of factors. Number one, these districts are new and unproven. Number two, there's a conservative trend that's sweeping the country. So it really is anybody's guess. And so, you know, the takeaway message from that is don't sit on the sidelines on Tuesday. Get out, get your friends, get your family, you know, get everyone you can to the polls. And, you know, vote freedom first. We have a couple of, key races in the state where a win, you know, would result in a pickup. You know, for example, I don't want to get too technical here, but down in South Jersey in District 2 on the Senate side, there's an F-rated incumbent who voted in favor of one gun a month named Jim Whalen. Mm-hmm. His challenger is an A-rated, he's not an incumbent, but A-rated challenger, Vince Palestina. That's probably the most competitive race in the state, and gun owners can definitely tip the balance in that one. In the 4th district, also south of the Mason-Dixon line, which, believe it or not, does go through the Garden State, we have a race of importance to gun owners. Fred Madden, Senator Fred Madden, who is the single vote who brought us one gun a month in New Jersey, with a middle-of-the-night, last-minute flip of his vote after he had promised to help us and support us. He betrayed us in what's alleged to be a sellout to then-Governor Corzine. He's up and being challenged, although I will tell you, of all the districts the Democrats re-strengthened, his district has been written with a challenge in mind. So, that's going to be a real battle going on there. And, of course, we have a few districts throughout the state, Cam, where, believe it or not, we have all A-rated incumbents, and those folks are being challenged in several districts, too, so we've got to get out there and support them as well.
Absolutely. And as you say, with an off-year election, turnout is typically lower, and that does mean that gun owners' voices are going to be amplified. So, I know it's a struggle living in New Jersey, but this is where gun owners can make a difference. I mean, this is one of the most important days.
Well, if you don't show up, then you can't complain. It's one of those things, Cam, where and this is one of the most frustrating things about being a gun rights activist in New Jersey is there's probably about 1 million gun owners in the state. That's what the estimates are. And, but there's 9 million people. So even though there's a lot of us, we're greatly outnumbered. But the idea is if every one of those million got out in every election, there wouldn't be a race in the state that we wouldn't win. So really, it's, anybody hearing this, you've got to get out. You've got to get but it's not enough just for you. You've got to get your friends, your family, everyone you know who is like-minded has got to get to the polls and cannot sit back and let other people do the heavy lifting. It's, how hard is it, to go down to your polling place and take 10 minutes of your time?
No, you're absolutely right. Even if you can't make it that day, this is why we have absentee ballots. You can go and vote early, but you're right. There's no excuse to sit at home and not actually get out there and make New Jersey a better place. Yeah,
we think we'll have a few pickups. Maybe we'll, have a very happy surprise and we'll take back control of one of the houses of the legislature. In any event, we're trending in the right direction, and we want to keep that momentum going. So that's the story in the Garden State.
All right. Well, Scott, we'll be checking in with you next week. And thanks again, sir, for joining us on the program. It's good talking to you.
Thanks, Cam.
Scott Bach, the Executive Director of the Association of New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs, joining us here tonight on NRA News.